and have the depth in the roster. He can take a second string player and literally have him at, producing stats like a first stringer in no time. He is, I think, going to take this team finally to the promised land and get a World Series, whether it's this year or next, whatever. I see it coming. Okay. Hammel, this guy used to get roped in Colorado. All right, he comes to Cleveland, Chicago, gets under a manager like Joe Maddon, and look at just how much this kid has blossomed. That's what Maddon does. Yeah, he gets in the head, he makes these kids better, he makes them believe, and guess what? The Chi-Town jinx is over. Cubbies are going to win the World Series, baby.
Even with the and now it's like,
You worked your way up, though.
But you know what we could be doing? We could just pick the Cubs every show, and that's it. And that's the whole show. And probably at the end of the year, we'll have like positive views. People are like, look what geniuses these guys are, right?
Yeah, it's the Cubs and the Cubs couple show instead of there we go.
That's it. That's the whole pick.
Cubbies last night, huh? How about that Cubbies, buddy? How about that? Cubbies, baby. Man, Pistol Pete, what a Major League Baseball season. We did it again. I'm popping a drink in Costa Rica early in the morning, a Smirnoff's Bullet. Living the dream, guys. And there was a hater that said, boy, Costa Rica's getting the best of you, Brenner.
Well, it sure was a good call, Mike Brenner. Plus 250 at the beginning.
But it was late. And you know what? You inspire me for real, Pistol Pete. No, I'm not going to ever tell you I love you. High five, baby, for real. Good season, great. And guess what? That's the rest of our team right there. Getting it done, guys. Stay tuned for the odds couple because we're just beginning.
Hi, welcome to CR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the final MLB Odds Couple show for 2016. It did end
hell of a season.
On a very nice note. Mike Brenner got a winner with the Cubs, which was impressive on the spread on the game line. But you also did pick the Cubs at the beginning of the playoffs, and that was a plus 250 line. So congratulations, Mike Brenner.
Yeah, I had the first half and the full game last night, and with the series also. So it was, you know what? They didn't win in 5 or 6. God, I thought they would. And my hat's off to Cleveland, Pete. That team did a great. What the hell am I holding this thing? There's no more games. There ain't no more games. Baseball's over, baby. No, Pete, I'm so happy, though. The curse is over. The Cub fans, they're still partying. They won't stop for a while. They say it's going to be the largest victory parade in any one sport in the history of United States sports. So they deserve it. The Cleveland fans, you know what? Your hat should be off. You got a good team, a great manager. But the curse is over, Pete.
Yep, and
we're having Steve Bartman on today. By the way, he's going to join us later.
Okay, you cashed at 5-2 on the Cubs, and it's kind of like they were the favorite. They were the preseason favorite to win the World Series, but I guess they were so deep that they could weather all the injuries, and I guess they were good value despite. So that just goes to show you in baseball sometimes the preseason favorites can be the teams with actual betting value, and I think that was the case with the Cubs this year. Not as big value overall in the year as Texas or a bunch of other teams, but they were profitable overall.
They sure were, Pete. And again, 2 years ago when they hired Maddon, I knew it and I said it. I said, this guy, he's the real deal. He did magic in Tampa where nobody could. I mean, they only have 13 people that attend the games for crying out loud, right? And he made a winner there. All right, this guy deserves it. He is the best, and he just took them. He kept them believing. And I didn't have a question last night. Even when the momentum came back and it was tied, I still felt they were going to get it done. I just did. And you know what? Luck plays a lot into this, but I've hit all the major sports this year since I've been doing these with you for a year, except college basketball. I think that's the only one I didn't, but I got lucky and hit the NFL, the college football, Cavaliers, and now we hit the other one, Pete. No, seriously.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Nice job. And so I guess the Cubs, all those guys, the depth is going to be there next year. They're all young.
Matter of fact, I'm ready to do the future show today.
I mean, if anything, the Cubs are going to be even better because those guys are, if you base, on like age-related improvements and decline, I think you're expecting the Cubs to improve next year, right?
I do. There's only one link in that piece that doesn't belong. I tweeted it out last night. No, it's with all due respect, but the guy he doesn't cut it, and he's getting paid $173 million. All right, it's time to leave. Jason Hayward, it didn't work out. Didn't work out in Atlanta. You're not a Cub anymore. They got to get rid of this guy. He's the only one that he had a couple games where he did good, but the guy batted like .214 for the year, Pete. $173 million. Are you fucking kidding me? And
the pitching is going to be key next year, though. John Lester's
probably.
Guys like that as they get on in years.
I don't expect Lackey. He'll come back, but he's not going to be
Yeah,
as dominant.
will
He's
Hendricks
getting
be
old.
able to maintain the excellence that he had last year?
Sure.
Probably not.
I don't think so, because that's the best season he's had since
Right.
he's been pitching. He's been pitching a minute, so yeah, it's going to be
So
tough
the starting,
to repeat
I mean, you
this.
know that next year they're going to be
Pitching's
huge
gotta
favorites
be.
in every game.
Yeah.
Is
Might
the
give you a
starting
good
pitching
time
going
to
to be
fade.
there? Maybe
Yeah.
not. Yeah, maybe they'll be too big. I mean, we saw this with
Yeah.
when like the Yankees had those massive lineups with questionable pitching. They would be a massive
Yeah.
favorite every game, and they would have winning records, but overall they were a good fade and too big of a.
And you know what?
favorite.
There's somebody here that works here that told me that momentum and emotion don't play into baseball whatsoever. You know what? Dexter Fowler on an interview this morning said, I'm not from this town, but I played for this city. I got so caught up in it because they deserve it so well. I was crying like a baby. All right, no emotion, no momentum. It played everything into it. And guess what? They can't gauge it. They can't measure it. So I don't know, Pete. I just love it. I'm happy for the Cubs. I'm a Cubs fan. Remember Harry Carey? I'm a Cubs fan and a Bud man. I have to pull that guy out in the 7th inning when he used to do the games. Had somebody recommend to me, and this is no shit, on Twitter, that you and I should do commentating for football games, and for series. He said he thinks we'd be good and we would bring a whole lot to the table. So
I can only comment on point spreads and betting value.
no, hang out with Brennan for a minute. I'll have you commentating on everything. Trust me.
All right, but the point is, looking ahead to next year, watch out for the Cubs pitching. Make sure that it's okay before you're betting on them. And I think to start, we're going to think about maybe looking at them to be overvalued, but maybe also good bets on the overs, because the lineup's going to be as explosive as ever. And
But before we do that, we're going to attend our own Cubs victory parade today, right here in Costa Rica. We're going to go drink a cold one, guys. It's time to celebrate. We did it again, knocked it out of the park. And do us a favor, okay? Click on our logo, subscribe, okay? SPR, we're going to keep it rolling. The odds couple will.
Congratulations, Mike Brenner.
Thank you, Pistol.